Listen, I know you've seen that headline everywhere. Breaking, Turji Bello dead. US airstrikes killed Bandit Kingpin. It's all over YouTube, WhatsApp groups, Twitter, everywhere. People are celebrating, sharing the news, thanking God that this terror is finally over. But before you pop that champagne, before you share that post, I need you to sit down because what I'm about to tell you will shock you. That headline, it's not true. And if you want to know what's really happening with one of Nigeria's most dangerous criminals, then smash that like button right now, hit subscribe, and let me take you on this journey because this story is deeper than you think. Let me paint you a picture. Imagine waking up every single day, not knowing if today is the day armed men will storm your village. Imagine sending your children to school, wondering if they'll come back home. Imagine working on your farm, the same land your grandfather worked on, and suddenly you hear gunshots. This is the reality for millions of people in Zamfara, Sokoto, and Niger states. And the man behind much of this terror, Bello Turji. Now, who is this guy? Bello Turji was born in 1994 in a small town called Shinkafi in Zamfara state. Yes, he's just 30 years old, but don't let his age fool you. This young man has caused more destruction than people twice his age. He claims that vigilante groups killed 6 of his siblings and stole his family's cattle, and that's why he became a criminal. Whether that's true or just an excuse, what he's done since then is absolutely terrifying. We're talking about a man whose gang massacred nearly 200 people in 2022 alone. 200 souls, mothers, fathers, children, grandparents. In April this year, his men killed 11 farmers in Lugu town. These were just ordinary people trying to feed their families. In January, they attacked a mosque during prayer time in Birnin Yaro village and kidnapped worshippers. A mosque, a place of worship. 24 people were taken and 3 were killed. But here's where it gets interesting. The Nigerian military isn't sitting down doing nothing. They've been going after Turji with everything they've got, and they've been getting results. In January alone, 7 of his top commanders were eliminated. These weren't small fries. These were his right-hand men, Abu Dan Shehu, Jabi Dogo, Dan Kene, all gone. His own son was killed in military operations. In May, his close friend Shaudo Alku was taken out in an airstrike in Sokoto. In December, another one of his top guys, Kalamu, was neutralized. If you're still watching, go ahead and hit that subscribe button because you need to stay updated on stories like this. And turn on that notification bell so you don't miss anything. Now, here's what the Nigerian Air Force has been doing. They've been running something called Operation Fansan Yamma. This is a massive military operation targeting bandits in the northwest. They've been using fighter jets, helicopters, and ground troops to smoke out these criminals from their hiding places in the forests. And it's working. In June, over 100 of Turji's fighters were eliminated in Sidena Forest. 100 in a single operation. General Christopher Musa, our Chief of Defense Staff, has called Turji a dead man walking. Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede, the Chief of Army Staff, said in February that Turji is on the run and it's only a matter of time. The military is so confident that they've been making public statements about how close they are to catching him. So, why are people saying he's dead if he's not? Well, this is where social media becomes dangerous. Someone, somewhere, starts a rumor, maybe they genuinely believe it, maybe they're just trying to get views and clicks, and before you know it, the story has spread like wildfire. We've seen this before. In 2021, people said Turji was dead. He wasn't. In 2022, same story. He showed up very much alive. The truth is, according to the Nigerian Air Force in January, Turji's whereabouts became unknown after heavy airstrikes destroyed many of his camps. Unknown whereabouts doesn't mean dead, it means he's hiding. Security analysts believe he's moving between different forests in Zamfara and Sokoto, changing locations constantly to avoid being tracked. And about those US airstrikes mentioned in the headline, complete fiction. There is zero evidence, none whatsoever, that American forces have conducted any operations against Turji. All the airstrikes, all the military operations have been carried out by the Nigerian military, our own Air Force, our own army. So, let's give credit where credit is due. Now, let me tell you why this matters so much. When false news spreads saying a criminal is dead, it creates false hope. Think about the families in those villages who've been living in fear. They hear Turji is dead, they celebrate, they let their guard down, maybe they even return to their farms. Then what happens? The attacks continue because the man is still alive. That false sense of security can cost lives. Also, when we spread unverified information, we make it harder for security agencies to do their work. They have to spend time addressing rumors instead of focusing on actual operations. Intelligence gets confused, resources get wasted. But let me be clear about something. The Nigerian government is taking this seriously. In December, 5 suspected terrorists connected to Turji were taken to Federal High Court in Abuja to face trial. The military has been receiving better equipment and funding. There's real commitment to ending this banditry problem. Security expert Murtala Ahmed Rufai predicts that Turji won't survive beyond this year, given how intense the military pressure has become. And honestly, when you look at the facts, he might be right. Turji has lost his top commanders, his son, many of his fighters, and his hiding spots keep getting discovered. The walls are definitely closing in. If you've made it this far, please drop a comment below. Have you seen this fake headline? What do you think should happen to people who spread false news about security matters? And don't forget to like this video and share it with your friends and family so they can also know the truth. Here's something else to think about. Turji didn't just wake up one day and become a bandit kingpin. The situation in northwest Nigeria is complex. There are issues with poverty, unemployment, lack of education, cattle rustling, and conflicts between farmers and herders that have been going on for decades. Turji and criminals like him have exploited these problems to build their criminal empires. They are not just bandits randomly attacking people. They run organized criminal networks. They tax farmers, demanding millions of naira before allowing people to work on their own land. They kidnap for ransom, sometimes collecting 50 million, 100 million naira per victim. They steal cattle and sell them in other states. They've turned crime into a full business. And the impact on everyday life is devastating. Schools have been closed in many areas because it's too dangerous for children to attend. Hospitals can't function properly because healthcare workers are afraid to stay in those communities. Markets that used to be bustling with business are now empty. People have abandoned their ancestral homes and become refugees in their own country. But you know what gives me hope? The fact that our military has been making real progress. Yes, the job isn't finished yet. Yes, Turji is still out there somewhere. But compared to 2 years ago, the situation has improved. More criminals are being caught or eliminated, more weapons are being recovered, more hostages are being rescued. The government has also been working on the other side of the problem. They've been trying to address the root causes, providing economic opportunities, mediating conflicts between communities, and helping displaced people return home safely. It's not perfect, but it's something. So what's the bottom line here? Bello Turji is still alive as far as credible sources can confirm. He's under serious pressure from the Nigerian military, he's lost most of his leadership structure, and his days are probably numbered. But he hasn't been killed by US airstrikes because there were no US airstrikes. The operations are being carried out by our own brave Nigerian soldiers, risking their lives every day to keep us safe. Before I go, I want to say this. In this age of social media where anyone can post anything, we all have a responsibility to verify before we share. If a story sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Check multiple reliable news sources. Don't just forward everything you see on WhatsApp. Lives literally depend on accurate information. Subscribe to this channel so you can always get the truth about what's happening in Nigeria. Hit that like button if you appreciate honest journalism. Drop a comment with your thoughts and share this video with everyone you know because the truth needs to spread faster than the lies. The fight against banditry in northwest Nigeria is far from over, but it's a fight we can win if we stay informed, stay united, and keep supporting our security forces. Turji's time will come, maybe sooner than we think, but when it does, you'll hear it here first, with the facts, not rumors.